Hey guys, and welcome to my channel and to this video. Today I have for you a Q&A. I have never done that actually on my channel, but I've noticed a lot of questions from you, similar questions, so I decided it would be easier for me to do this Q&A and answer some of your questions than to repeat myself all the time in the comments. So I also decided, if you want to do that, leave me a comment down in the comment section. Do you want me to do those Q&As from time to time, maybe once a month or once every 2 months? And I was thinking to make a post, and you can down in that post in the comments write your questions, and next time I do a Q&A I will answer all of your questions. I will try to answer. It depends how many of them are gonna be there. So since there are some questions repeating themselves, I thought I could do this and answer them, and every time when you do ask me those questions I will just point you to this Q&A and you will get your answers. I think it's a little bit more fun, maybe even for you, and easier maybe for me. So first one, I have been asked a lot of times, what is the cute jar of water jar that I use in my video? Actually, I'm thinking that's the jar of water that is in my intro. So I will link it down in the description box, and also right now you can see it on the screen. This is actually a jar from IKEA. It is, I think it's a candy jar, and actually I removed the top and just using the bottom part for the as a water jar. So basically really nothing special, just a jar of water from IKEA. And as I said, I will put the link down in the description box, and I will put the link in English. I think that's gonna be an American IKEA, but you will see there the name of it, and then you might find it in your local IKEA, online IKEA, or just in your local store. So that's the first one. And also a lot of you have been asking me about Skillshare. Actually, I'm not on Skillshare. I do not teach on Skillshare. I do not have classes on Skillshare. I just am an ambassador for Skillshare, so I do promote Skillshare. And if you use my link for a free trial of Skillshare, or maybe take an annual subscription, that's actually right now at this moment is going 40% off of their annual subscription. I will put down the link in the description box also, and if you do use my link and my coupon code, I get a small commission. So I'm not a teacher, I'm not a Skillshare teacher, you can't find me there. So if you go to Skillshare, try to find me as Renata or MarenaART, you won't find me there. I'm not there, so no classes on Skillshare, just a Skillshare ambassador. And as I said, if you join in Skillshare using my link, I will get a small commission and be of course very grateful to you. So but I do have classes online that are actually going on at this moment. This is on Etcher website, and I will put the link also down in the description box. So some of you have already joined there, and thank you so much. They were in my mini workshop. It was super fun, and I think you guys also had fun, those who joined in that mini workshop, and I got a lot of nice feedback from you, so thank you so much. I'm very grateful for you taking that class. And you know, there is actually 3-hour class coming up next, so one is already sold out, but I believe, you know, I'm not sure if at this moment when I'm recording this video, this is not actually up on their website, but it should be up, another class. So if you do want to take that, as I said, this first one is sold out, but if you do want to take it, there will be an opportunity again. But the places are very limited. I think there are only 10 places, so you make sure you do it fast. Also, I am planning to do online classes, but actually I'm gonna do that on my website. I'm still looking how that would be possible, if I would be able to do that, because you know, with those websites and things like that, there's always something can go wrong. So I was just looking for the ways to do that. So I am planning some online classes, but when that comes, I will definitely inform you. By then, there is also membership on my channel, this channel. So for those who were asking me about Skillshare, well, you can find here on the or Patreon. A lot of you has been asking me also for Patreon, and well, I do not have a Patreon. I'm not a Skillshare teacher, but you can find down here beneath the screen that join button next to the subscribe. Well, I do have real-time videos for my members, Sun members. So if you want real-time videos from me, you can find them there. Okay, that covers Skillshare and online classes, because you have been asking me about do I have an online class. And well, I guess next thing I wanted to address are the sketches on my website. Also, I've been asked from some of you how to download those sketches. You're having trouble with downloading them. So first of all, I want to tell you, I'm not sure if it works on iPhones, iPads, Android phones, Android tablets. I'm not really sure. It depends on your settings, and it depends on your browser. So I remember someone did ask me, said I think it was an iPad or iPhone, I'm not really sure. And she was having trouble with opening my posts, downloading the sketches. So I did advise that person to use another browser. And she did come back to me. She, I'm not really sure, came back to me and told me that she used Chrome and everything was fine. She or he could get to my website and download the sketches. A lot of new posts were visible to that person. So just keep in mind that maybe it's due to your browser. I'm not really sure. I cannot promise it works on iPhones, iPads, as I said, or Android phones and Android tablets, but it definitely should be working on your desktop, on your computer. And you can get there by going to my website, and there I always put the link down in the description box, but it is a link for a blog. And when you click on that link, in the entire blog with all posts will be open, but on the right side you have the latest posts, and on top is always the one that is the last. When you open it, then you will find a small image. You do not click on that image, but you click on that button, free download. It opens another window, and you can then right click on your mouse and press save image on your computer. There are also sketches that I did in a zip file, that I uploaded in a zip file. So I'm pretty sure that those sketches you cannot download on your phones or Android, but you know, maybe I'm not sure. I'm not a tech freak. So when you find those sketches, they were a little bit earlier sketches. Later now, as those latest posts, latest sketches, I am placing up on JPEGs, because again, I had some of you telling me that you are not able to download it or open it. So I changed it from zip file to JPEG, and when you open that zip file, it will click on free download. It will just automatically open the window, and you just need to click on save. Save it on your computer, then go back, right click on that, and then click extract here, and it will extract the sketch, and you can definitely then in JPEG, then you can open it and of course print it for yourself. I hope that was clear. So if you have any more questions about that, please do write down in the comment, and or in that post I will place for the questions. And next one is about my palettes. So thank you so much for your very nice comments about my palettes. I do make those palettes myself. I do make them out of clay, and I did have a couple of requests from you to make a tutorial video how I do make them. And you know what? I'm not gonna actually do that just yet. For now, I just want to keep that for myself. And there are many clay tutorials on YouTube. I'm sure you can find something and help yourself. Maybe find how to use clay, how to work with clay, and definitely make a palette yourself. But I won't be making a tutorial on how I make mine until I decide. You know, it will probably happen until I decide I won't be selling those. And because, you know, I know some of you really do want to make those palettes for yourself, but many, it happened before. Unfortunately, people don't respect the copyrights, and it happened to me before that people were using my tutorials, making paintings, and then sold their art. And I really do not want that to happen with my palettes. They are my original idea, and again, as I said, I really do not want that to happen, just to find one day that people are making those and selling those. So, if someone does that, that's fine, but I really do not want to make a tutorial. I can't really stop them, but I do not want to make a tutorial on how to do that. So hopefully you understand that, you will forgive me. There is a tutorial, however, on my watercolors, how I make my watercolors, how I mix those. So some of you have been asking me about that also. So I will link it down in the description box. There is a tutorial, there is a video, there is a recipe on how I make those eco-friendly watercolors. So I think that's quite enough for now. So don't you think? Yeah, and you're just not sure that someone will use that in not very nice way. I really do not want to put it out there for those people to use that against me then. So next thing, some of you have been also asking me, how do I keep my paper not warping? How do I prevent my paper from warping while painting? And just a second. So regarding that question, I just wanted to tell you that most of the times I am using blocks of paper. Those are papers that are glued on 4 sides. So they are glued here and they are in a block. So when you use a block of paper, those papers don't warp. They are awesome against the warping, and that is what I usually use. So that's the reason why my papers do not warp. But when I do use a single paper, I usually do not use too much water with it. But when I do, I'm just being careful how I dry that paper, because I use my hair dryer. I'm not a patient person, so I do not like to leave it to dry naturally, and sometimes you have to do it when using salt or something like that, but usually I dry it with a hair dryer. And when I'm drying it, I'm just being careful how I'm drying it. I'm drying it on the front side, and when I noticed that there is some warping there, that the paper is warping, I'm turning it around on the back side and then dry it again on the back side, and it helps the paper to warp also on the other side, so it just makes it somehow even. And also when I notice the corners too are warping, I'm just, while the paper is still wet, I'm trying to put it all in a right place, trying to make it a little bit less warped. Also, when I dry it completely, you can just put it under a block of paper and a couple of books and leave it like a couple of minutes while it's still hot from drying, and it will straighten a little bit. But if that is not working, I am actually ironing my paintings. So I do have a video on that. I will link it down in the description box, so you might want to go ahead and check it out how I do it. I did try it with a cotton watercolor paper, with cellulose watercolor paper, with mix of paper, cellulose and cotton, and it definitely works. So maybe you want to go ahead and check that video if you do have a lot of problems with your paper warping. Also, a lot of you have been asking me, what am I using instead of masking fluid, or what you can use instead of masking fluid if you don't have masking fluid, or what you can use instead of white gouache. And of course, instead of masking fluid, you can later on use white gouache. You can use wax crayons to add on your paper before you start to paint. If you do add those wax crayons, the paint won't stick to those areas, and at the end, when it all dries, it will be white. You don't have to remove that crayon, it just stays on your paper. So you have also been asking me, how do you remove it? You don't remove it, you leave it there. So to get the white of your paper, instead of white gouache, you can use white acrylics, not really white watercolors because they're transparent. You won't get the same effect with white acrylic or white gouache and white watercolors, because you know white watercolors, when they dry, they won't even be visible. So those are things you can use. For the masking fluid, well, as I said, white gouache, white acrylic, and maybe just go around that place when you're painting, when you're adding, if it's a circle, just go around that circle. And also there is one more thing I use a masking tape. So I just put it on that paper that doesn't stick for stickers, you know. Just leave that foil. When you remove some stickers, you probably all use some stickers. When you remove some stickers, you leave that foil to yourself. Later on, place this on that foil and just cut it in the shape you want. If it's a circle, if it's a square, whatever, cut it in that shape. Remove it from that foil and put it onto your paper. You paint over it. It's just like using washi tapes on the edges or masking tape on the edges. When you finish painting, just remove it and you will have the white of your paper. That's quite simple when you're painting simpler shapes, but also you can do that when painting also the flowers, painting a moon. I do have a couple of tutorials painting moon, so you can definitely use that. If your tape is not thick enough, well, you can just put it on that foil, a couple of next to each other, until you get the large enough. And that's basically it. I guess those are all the questions that I was thinking of answering today. As I said, if you do have some other questions, please put it on the post that I will upload same time as I do upload this video. And next time when I get a couple of questions of yours, I will do another video and hopefully will get to answer all of your questions. So guys, thank you so much for watching, for all your again support. And if you do like this video, please hit the like button. As I said, comment down in the description box. Do you really want more of those videos? Ask away your questions, and I guess I'll hope I see you next time. Bye!